Hello. Wow. All of a sudden, I just realized that's crooked.
Doesn't look crooked.
Yeah, but if you're right here, it's crooked.
Okay. Well,
That's
sorry.
okay. Either way, you can still see me and no, it's crooked. Hi, everybody.
Oh, it is.
I have a crooked device.
It just came up on my computer.
Why is it crooked?
I don't know. Not bad.
No, it's crooked.
No, it's crooked. I can see. I'm just saying.
Why are you crooked?
Straight now. Now it's crooked. No, now it's straight.
I don't know why it's crooked.
I have a delay.
Maybe the pole is crooked now. All right. Hi, everybody. It's Sunday. So Sunday. We're going to sew because it's Sunday. Oh, yeah. Okay, now it's straight. That was weird. Why was it crooked? I don't know. Maybe because I filmed Open Gates and then I let the darn thing fall on the ground and I kind of kept it there. That could be it. Because, I just kind of throw things around in here. The other side of the camera is like a disaster. Well, not exactly complete disaster anymore. I kind of cleaned it up. All right, let's see who is here. Oh, it's been going for a while. Lillamore, Karen, Janet, Aldia, Linda, Vicky, Brenda, James, Lori, Victoria, Leanne, Heather, Geraldine, Joanna, Tracy, Anne, Christy, and so many more. You guys have been here for a while, it looks like. Just chatting away. That's why we started like this. You guys could get in and get ready or put the notification thing on and, because there's a remind me when the live stream kind of button and all that. Anyways, so the theme is still going where I'm just grabbing a bag of something from the other room. This bag, on the other hand, I had to make sure everything was here. So I am going to finish this The Joy of Winter from Shabby Fabrics. It's supposed to make a 54.5 by 54.5 inch quilt, a wall hanging. I'll have Scott hold that up close to the camera. But I had to make sure everything was here. And it is, at least as far as I know. The person that started this, I don't even remember who sent it because I never remember who sends me things. That's one horrible problem I have with my memory.
Is this on any of our fees?
No, I don't have Shabby Fabrics on there. But anyways, month 1, 2 blocks, they were done. Month 2 was not done. Month 3, the blocks were done. I'm going to repress all this too. Month 4, the 2 blocks were done. Month 5, 6, 7 were not done. And then the borders, fabrics, and all that obviously were not done. So I am going to press all this, put it back into the order in which whatever, and then do all the months. I'm just going to make sure 1 is done, set it aside, put 2. I'm going to make the blocks, so there'll be some sewing and so on and so forth. And then most of it, I think month 6 is applique and month 7 is applique. So it's mainly putting these laser cut pieces onto the background fabric. And I'm just going to use my little iron next to me today to make things easier on myself. I'm going to move that out of the way and figure out what's needed for month 2 because 1, the blocks are done. I just need to press them. And I made sure to have some glasses handy for...
I'm not happy.
The iron is, on now. So now it's spewing out water like always. Right when it gets turned on.
Put that much in it.
All right, let's see. I need to make some pinwheel blocks. There's white fabric, dark blue, and aqua. All right, so from the white, I need to cut that up. From the dark blue, I need to cut the same size, and from the Aqua, I need to cut the same size, but different amounts. So that is what we're going to do. Move all that out of the way. And I'm going to go like this real quick and press these. That way everything's nice and flat. Oh, the snowman wall hanging you see behind me, that was an Open Gates project. So if you want to watch that video, that is on there from a couple days ago. Oh, this one's wrinkled up.
You want me to iron too?
No, it's fine.
I can iron.
I decided I'm going to do this by month. That way I know everything is staying in order. Making sure it's all down. I will have to bring out my other machine and some interfacing. Put the interfacing on the back and bring out my other machine for a zigzag stitch for all this. Or I can just stitch it on the long arm. You know, I probably could just do that. When I go to quilt it, stitch the whole thing.
Yeah, just do it on the long run. Make it easy.
Yeah.
Instead of switching machines around.
Yeah, instead of messing with all the different machines, I can just go around it all on the long arm. All right, I'm going to go ahead and press this fabric. It's kind of been folded up for a while, so get it all nice and flat and get to cutting. And we're going to make some pinwheels first. This is that Moda Star Grunge or whatever it's called. Looks nice and pressed. I'm cutting everything into the same size for this. I'm just going to literally fold this up on top of itself. And then press the other two. I'm going to cut then press, because for me, I think that might be easier on my little old brain. Right there, that should be good.
A little old brain, huh?
I
don't think it's that little. It's a big, beautiful brain.
What number did I say again? He's saying I have a cute little brain, or big brain.
Big, beautiful brain.
Big, beautiful brain. What is this one? This
Big,
one's
beautiful
Aqua.
brain.
All right. Okay, so I'm going to cut this lovely strip off of here. And then while I'm here, I'm going to cut a strip from this excess and turn it into a scrap strip for my pile of scrappy scrap stuff. All right. Because I have a bunch of, scrap strips. All right, subcut into 8. 8, okay. 8. And I'm just going to be making half square triangles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, there's 8 of those. I forget that my trash thing is on that side because the plug is on this side for the Christmas tree. I'm so used to throwing that way. All right, that's done. Then the white.
You remember what video you cut strips to show that they don't end up with a bow in them?
What video I cut strips to make sure nothing has a bow. It is how to cut fabric is what it's called. Or how to cut fabric straight or something like that on my channel. If Jim is here, he'll put a link in. He usually does.
Well, if he knows which one it is.
It's called How to Cut Fabric Straight, I'm pretty sure.
What's under your wool mat?
What's under my wool mat? A June Taylor cut and press. I probably could have pre-pressed all this fabric, but I didn't, because I'm lazy. Instead, we were washing Thumper's paws because he went into the bathroom and did his business. And he's a very furry cat, if you guys haven't noticed. But he also, his hind legs have these long pieces of hair that I have to keep trimmed. Well, when he goes in the litter box and does his thing, sometimes he walks out with wet paws and then the litter dries between his paws. So we were at the kitchen sink, now that we have a nice big open basin sink, and we were cleaning his paws. because they were paw crazy, filled with yuck. That's the thing I don't like about cats is that they use a litter box, they make a mess, they drag it all over the house, and that's why I'm glad he doesn't play on any of the furniture, because that kind of stuff, it messes with my mind.
He rarely drags anything.
But he rarely drags anything around. Only when he's super furry.
Daddy keeps his area very
24
clean.
of these, so I'm guessing 2 strips.
I do his cat litter twice a day, so it's very clean in there.
He does the cat. Scott does the cat litter twice a day, so his litter box stays very clean. Okay. Oops, I didn't make it in the trash. Turn and cut. Press that. Cut that up too. It said 24.
Tell him Jim found it.
Jim found it. So whoever asked about that video, there's a link. It's called How to Cut My Fabric Straight, pretty sure. All right, 24 of these fellers. Yeah, 24 of those. Set that aside. And how many of these? 16. Lay this right here.
Oh, that's nice.
Needs a lot of pressing.
Do you want me to iron it on the big man? On the big ironing board?
No, I got it.
Speaking of that, Sean, since we're all talking about it.
Oh, he came in
I
to
just
say hi. Earlier, I just got done long arm quilting a client quilt, and I hung it up to take photos of it, you know. And Thumper decides he wants to come out of his hidey hole, which is the rocking chair thing. And he couldn't figure out how to get out without jumping on the quilt because he knows he's not allowed on the quilts or the fabric. So he's like seriously contemplating which way to go, and he turns his whole body and he jumps from under his blanket. And then he goes around everything because he's like, Mom, you got that in my jumping way. But he did not go on the quilt. He knows better now. All these years.
He's a good boy.
He's good. Yes, good boy. All right. Cut this into 16. Yep. Oh, that made it garbage.
He's leaving now.
He's
just
leaving.
saying,
He came to
"Hey,
say
guys."
hi, and that's it. He's off, guys. He's like, nope, I'm done. Oh, he's meowing on the way out, though. He's like, meow, pay attention to me. Right there. Pile right there. Goes in the garbage. How is it having me sewing these things? Sewing on both sides? Is that what it's going to do?
Don't ask me. I don't know.
Yeah, Tiffany, cut straight. Much better. Right, there's 16 of those. Now, if that's got 24 and that's got 8 and that's got 16, then that means I'm pairing. I know how to make pinwheels. Let's see, 1 square of white on each of all of this, and then go on both sides of the line. Okay. All right, half square triangle time. There we go. 1 white for every color. And now I got to make sure the right side's together because it's like a tone on tone white. And we all know Tiffany and Tone on Tones just does not mix. Oops, we got to make sure I have good stitch length. I was binding before the live stream. And no, I do not draw a line from corner to corner. I use seam tape. It makes one heck of a difference, that's for sure. You just follow corner to corner on the seam tape and it's a miracle. No more time spending, you know, an hour marking everything. And all you just do is start sewing, which is amazing. If you don't have some, you should go buy some. You can find it at one of my links. It's called seam tape. And it's like washi tape, so it doesn't leave sticky residue. All the fuzz in here again today. I haven't sewn since I did the open gate box. I've been long arm quilting client quilts because I had a bunch of get done before Christmas quilts that I had to get done. So I was like, wasn't trying to rush. I did one of them fancy, so I got it done though. It was a pretty like old-fashioned style applique quilt. I thought it was kind of cool. And I gave it some love with some awesome quilting.
Are these from Open Gates? These quilt blocks?
No, this is not Open Gates. This is where the package went. Shabby Fabrics. It's called
Oh yeah, I already showed it. I forgot the name of it. Yep, right there.
Winter, the Joy of Winter Shabby Fabrics. They are laser cut applique pieces in this lovely kit. It was a block of the month. Don't know when, how long ago. Maybe it says on the back what year. 2021. So it was a block of the month during the pandemic when everybody was home. Needed something to do. I mean, everybody learned how to sew, you know, making masks. So, you know, gotta learn how to do other things then. So I started making quilts. I'm pretty sure that's how a lot of you have learned, huh? You started sewing during the pandemic and then now you make quilts. Because somebody in your family said, oh, you can sew? Can you make me this? And you did. What?
That's just a copyright to that company. I don't know if that's the actual date for this.
Oh, yeah, I don't know either. Who knows? Maybe it was a popular one and they still sell it. I don't have a link to it because to Shabby Fabrics to find out because they're not one of my affiliates.
It wouldn't be on Fat Quarter Shop or any of the others?
Nope, it wouldn't be on the others.
Okay.
Not if it's their brand name. Oh, nope, that goes that way. Two more and then to go back the opposite direction. So I should be making a total of 4 blocks, 4 3-piece pinwheel blocks. All right, turn it around and go back the opposite way. Is it necessary to backstitch the stitches if what?
If your stitch length is 2.0.
If your stitch length is 2.0. No, I don't. Now, if you're using a 2.5 stitch length, backstitch. I don't backstitch. I just stitch. Yet they still come apart nicely if I need them to. Going the opposite direction is always easier. Oh, out of bobbin. Earlier, I had to take the machine apart at the bottom because my bobbin was had a thread stuck in it, and it was like twirled in there, and it took like a good 30 minutes to untangle it. Don't know how because I haven't touched the machine, but it was like that. I was like, what the heck happened here? So while I was in there, I cleaned it out because you know it just gets really gross in there. All right, where did it run out? It ran out. All right. Grab my doohickey thing that I'm throwing around the room.
Throwing around everywhere.
You know, because I just throw things.
You want me to do that?
No, I got it. I'm going to split them all and then trim them. Where does it say? I did that. Repeat. Where is it? It doesn't say. Cut the drawn lines. Split them in half. It doesn't say. Repeat 1 through 5. Now you'll have 4. Lay them out together. Press the seams open. Important to trim the block to 4.5. So they're 2.5 then. Why didn't it just say that?
Do you ever have problems with the machine eating up your piece of fabric when you start sewing?
Nope. Because I am a straight stitch machine, the Juki TL 2010Q is a straight, or any of the TL series, they're all straight stitch machines. So it has a tiny little bitty hole, big enough for the needle to go in with literally like, I don't even think a millimeter of space all the way around it. So when I go in from the corner and put the corner in, like this point, in, it doesn't suck it in. Now, if you have a machine that does zigzag stitches, blanket stitches, any kind of those stitches, you have a wide mouth that's like this. That allows the needle bar to go back and forth to do those stitches. So when you go to put your point in, naturally, that needle is going to take that edge down into the bottom and try to suck it up and make a mess. So the cure for that, for those of you who have those kind of machines and you weren't sure how to do that, and that's why you avoid half square triangles, use a leader, or when your thread, I'm going to just do this as an example. I need to pull up some thread. Need that. I can't reach it. Can't reach it. Not biggies. Or you take and have yourself a long thread tail like this. So you can see it's long, and you give it a tug as you're putting your piece, your corner under there. You give that a tug and it should keep it up. Okay. Or just use a leader, which is just a piece of fabric, fold it up however many times, slide that through, then slide this through. Chain piecing helps. Can I have behind you the trim ruler, the triangle one? No, triangles down.
That is a triangle.
Down, over,
These are rectangles.
above the scissors, right there. The one that has the half-inch mark ones. I don't know if it's A or B. One that has a 2.5 on it. Oh, that's 2 inch then, so it'd be this one. Yeah. Thank you. All right. So now I'm going to trim these and then trim them to the size they need to be before I press them. Oh, it's cutting it close, but it's there. And I'll get the dog ears later. I don't even like using that because it dings my blade every single time. So I'm going to make them the size I want first. And then press and then take the dog ears off. It's just the Clearly Perfect slotted trimmer. I always forget the name of it. Yeah. Any one of them should sell this. Yeah, probably. I just don't like using the slots. I always forget I hit the blade so many times it just ruins the blade, you know, trying to get it in the slot. Plus you have to turn it to an angle to even get it in the slot. And your fingers are in the way when you're cutting really small ones. So I don't recommend, you know, with the really small pieces and going in the slot. Because the fingers can get cut. Wasn't really much to trim off of these because they were 3.5. I mean 3-inch, sorry. Shouldn't take too long to do these. I should have pre-cut them all in half first. Make it easy on myself, but I didn't. Everybody looking forward to Christmas? Get all your shopping done in advance. Scott starts buying all the things I need for enchiladas in advance.
Oh yeah.
So like 1 week he'll buy all the whatever sauces and beans, and the next week he'll buy all the chicken and whatever else. And we usually buy the chicken the week of. He'll go and buy
tortillas. We buy the week of.
the tortillas. He buys
Chicken's
the
frozen
week of.
at the moment.
Yeah, the chicken is frozen at the moment, but he buys me all my things. And if you want to know how to make the enchiladas I make every single Christmas, there's a video. It's called How I Make My Enchiladas. Of course, I show you guys how much I make. I make pans and pans of them. So if you want to make for just like 2 or 3 people, you know, you don't need as much ingredients as I use. I hear you licking, kitty cat.
I'm crazy at that paw.
Because the paw got wet.
It's on the outside of it. I think it's right out. You made them all on enchiladas now.
Yeah, the enchiladas are amazing. I gotta tell you. Everybody from far and wide in my family comes for them. And if they can't make it, they always ask me to make them a pan. And I'm like, nope, you gotta show up and get them.
Yep.
Those who come are the ones that gets leftovers. But not too many, because me and Scott usually savor a pan for ourselves for the next day. Because I may not look like it, but I can pound down a couple of those enchiladas. I eat 2 initially on Christmas, and then I usually eat 1 later on in the day. And then I have like 2 or 3 more the next day. I eat a lot of enchiladas. Because they're big, too. They're not just little, tiny little things like you get at a Mexican restaurant. I make big, thick, stuffed enchiladas. And they're delicious. And that's the one time a year I cook. Everything else goes in the microwave. I've been asked before if I could cook, you know, why don't I try food videos? I'm like, I don't cook. We don't even use our oven in the summertime.
You can't.
We can't. Even with a nicely insulated house, it's too hot in the kitchen with our galley kitchen to even cook in there. Can't even make anything on the stove. So we eat a lot of peanut butter and jelly and ham sandwiches and stuff over the summertime, and TV dinners. And even the microwave warms things up. You go to pull something out of the microwave when it's summertime and it's hot too.
You want to see the bottom of your shirt eventually?
The bottom of my
Tell them
shirt.
what it says. They wanna see.
Quilting with my peeps. I have two shirts like this. One is more Eastery. It has the Easter bunnies on it. This one is any time of year. Getting there, getting there. Who knows how far I'll get on this project. But I figured it's wintertime and might as well do it. And this doesn't actually have to go out for Christmas because snowmen can be built any time of year when it's snowing. So this is a winter long, like this can be hung all winter long quilt.
Has the fabric been picked out for the cruise yet?
Has the fabric been picked out for the cruise yet? Okay, no, I don't have anything picked out for any of that. Just know there are spots left available if you're interested in the cruise. Down in the description below, you can find all the information you need. Other than that, Becca and Ian have theirs planned out, but I know what we're doing. I just I haven't got fabric for it yet, or bought anything, or dug through my stash, or my scraps, or any of that. I haven't gotten that far. Everybody knows me. I'm a last minute kind of gal, although I kind of want to get it done before last minute. I'll figure out everything in February when I go visit Becca and Ian while I'm in Virginia for the North Carolina Quilt Con, because I spend 2 weeks at Becca's house. I will know all I need to get and how much yardage and whatever when I'm there. Because Becca's the one that made the pattern for the cruise.
How many quilts do you have that you keep that aren't for sale?
How many quilts do I have that I have kept that are not for sale?
You got the stack in the bedroom, and then you got the 2
I
ladders.
have like 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I got 1 in the closet that's a show quilt. That was 11 that I won on, 12 on the thing, 13 hanging on the wall. Probably 1 on the bed. That's 14 plus, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Probably like 25 different wall hangings. A lot that I keep for myself. Yeah. And I got the big dream panel quilt done, and I'm probably going to alternate that with Skullover when it's finally done in my living room, because Skullover has a spot, that big empty spot behind my long arm that you guys always see, why there's nothing there, no hanging quilts or anything, because that space has been reserved for Skullover to hang up. So I think I'm going to alternate Skullover with the big dream quilt. So I'm going to keep that and hang it because it's so fancy, and I spent so much hours on it. I spent a lot of hours on it. But I got to finish sewing on the sleeve so that it can go in the show in February. And then I still have to quilt Skullover so that it can go in the show in February. Hoping to get it done. Hoping. Fingers crossed. I plan to spend a lot of time on it, though. That's why I rushed through all the Christmas long arm quilting jobs because I really needed to get them done so I can get skull over quilted. It takes me forever to hand sew sleeves on, so that's why I need a little bit extra time because I still haven't done the Big Dream quilt. It's been on there for a week. It's pinned on. Just needs to be hand sewn now. Made its way in here. It tends to follow us. We had a gnat got in the house yesterday, probably when Scott opened the door to talk to me while I was outside. And it's just been bothering us since. It's followed us in here. Darn those gnats. I didn't even think we got gnats that much in the wintertime, but apparently we do. Still warm enough outside. All this week is actually supposed to be in the high 70s for the daytime. I'm like, wow, really? It's going to be a nice warm Christmas this year. All right. Garbage. All right, let's press all this now. Get the iron back on. Do I have to unplug it to turn it back on? Is this one of those ones? All right. It says to press the seams open, but I'm not doing that. I'm just going to press them all towards the darker color. I've never had a problem with half square triangles being super bulky, as long as they're flat, you know. And I just roll them back. I don't stretch or pull or tug. I just roll them back. And usually it's pretty good. I don't need that now because I think this is the only one that gets half square triangles on it. I've never been one for opening seams, although I have on certain things. But in this case, I'm not going to. As long as they're flat. And always remember, if you're going to make anything like pinwheels and stuff, always, always cut the dog ears off. Because if you don't, that leaves bulk in. And if you're going to send it to a long armor, or quilt it yourself even, it makes a big difference at the quilting part when you go to quilt it, if you have dog ears left in there or not. Everything will lay so much flatter and match up so much better without all those, and there'll be less bulk.
I struggle with finding a quilt table runner the other day. I wondered if my width was too little. What do you recommend?
Struggle with finding a table runner.
Width for binding.
Width for binding. 2.5 inches is what I usually cut my binding at. Even for a table. Well, table runners like this one has 2.25 inch binding. And some of my wall hangings even have 2.25 inch binding because it's smaller and it lands nicer. If you're struggling with it, I would just go a size bigger. So, and there's nothing wrong with cutting 3-inch binding strips. You know this, right? Nobody ever said it has to be 2.5 inches. So if you want to cut bigger strips, you can. And then you can start them over further. I mean, if you have points at the edge of your quilt, like say the edge of the quilt had half square triangles, you know, along the edge or something. Obviously, you're going to lose all those points when the binding is folded back around, unless, you know, you sew to the front and then hand sew it onto the back. But it's easier to manage the bigger it is. But I mainly use, like for big quilts especially, 2.5 inches. That is my go-to cut size. But I'm going to say 99% of all my open gate quilts and most of my small wall hangings have 2.25 inch. I have done 2-inch binding too. That's really tight, but that was for bias for circular stuff. But 2.5 is pretty easy to work with. That's what I was just doing earlier today. It's 2.5 inch binding. because I bind for long arm clients too. It's one of the services I offer.
You do it all. You do tags.
Yep,
you do
I make
binding, you do
tags, I make
quilting.
binding, I do the quilting, I can do embroidery, I can do whatever. I've even finished piecing stuff for long arm clients where they just couldn't piece it anymore. So I've finished quilts before for people. I mean, obviously they all have extra prices, but I've done all sorts of things. And that's why my long arm clients keep coming back. Because I do all of everything that they need. Sorry, this is taking forever to press these. Once I get sewing them again, that'd be fine.
I told you I like to press.
No, it's good. I want them to stay square, perfectly square. So I'm getting there. I'll make some pinwheels, and then month 2 would be done.
You miter the corners on binding.
I miter the corners on binding, yes. And I always sew it onto the back and flip it to the front. Did you get it? Yay, no more gnat. It could have been a different one, yeah. Never know. Two more to press, and then we'll chop the dog ears with some scissors. Sew these into bit fiddles. Scissors. Most times I use the rotary cutter, but there are a lot of times I just use the scissors. Like I said, I could have used the Clearly Perfect slotted trimmer properly and stuck the blade in it, but these are small pieces, and I don't want to risk chopping any of my digits off, because that would not be good, especially on live stream. Although I have sewed through my finger on live stream with a few choice words that came out. Some of you have been watching a long time, remember that. It wasn't very nice.
Tell them that's your Christmas tree right behind you.
Oh yeah, that's our Christmas tree, the one that's behind us. I don't I'm not bah humbug, okay? Get it straight. I love Christmas, but we just don't decorate because, well, my kids are grown up. There's no point, and none of them live here in the house. There's no grandkids yet. And frankly, I don't want Thumper breaking everything, because if a tree goes up, he might become a different cat and start climbing the tree.
He used to get after
the Christmas tree.
Ago.
We used to have to set it up really high. But no, we don't have time for that. So this is my tree. Those are our stockings, and that is Thumper's wonderful wall hanging. Yeah, no sense in decorating. When I start having grandkids and they're old enough to tell the difference, then I'll put up a little tree in the living room for them. But I don't think my kids are having kids anytime soon. So I don't have to worry about that. I do have other Christmas decorations from when my kids were growing up, though. I keep them out in a garage in a box so that when I finally do have grandkids, at least I have some of the cutesy stuff that when my kids were little, I could tell the grandkids, look at your mommy and daddy loved this, or your, you know, your auntie's favorite thing, or you know what I mean?
What brand of scissors do you use?
What brand of scissors do I use? 99-cent store. That's all these were when the 99-cent store was a thing before it closed down forever. In the beginning, when I first started making quilts, I didn't have a rotary cutter. All I used was scissors, and I went to the 99-cent store and bought like 7 pairs of these. I have one, two, I have one in the room. That's 3 pairs. One in the other room. I have 4 pairs left. I might even have another pair of these in the drawer, and they're all different. This one's black with pink. The other one's that's in here is green with blue, and they're all just for fabric. Although, you know, I have been seen a time or two cutting paper with my fabric scissors. You know, just because I can. And these scissors have never been sharpened, and I've had these ones the longest, and they still are my go-to for cutting. Look at, I'm making wintertime confetti. It snowed in my room.
Yeah.
This is Arizona snow.
Yep.
Quilting confetti is Arizona snow. This is all I'll see this year. It's funny. Yeah, I never felt the need to have expensive scissors. Although in the beginning, I did get gifted a whole set of Karen K. Buckley scissors. I love them and all, and I keep them over there, but they're mainly for like cutting applique and things like that is what I use them for, so that they stay nice, because they're also serrated edges, so they keep from fraying, fabric fraying as much because they're serrated. But I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pairs of those, every single size they make. And they're great, but again, mainly for embroidery. Or applique. And these still cut through like 8 layers of fabric, maybe even more. I don't push it. All right. Clean up the Christmas snowfetti. Woohoo! Okay. And now make some pictures. Put my 1/4-inch seam guide down, because, you know, I gotta have that. Pinwheels. That's in the center, that touches that. Nest my seams. Woohoo! And go for it. Now these two will go this way and that way. Nope. Yep. I don't even need to lay them out anymore. I've made so many pinwheels in my quilting journey. Center, center, and then these two will be that way and this way. All right, we are going to start an auction. And guess what's being auctioned? What's behind me is a lovely snowman wall hanging, or I put wall hanging hooks on it, but it can also just lay on a table if you want it to, but it is a wall hanging. So we're going to start it off at $15 and have fun. We'll check on you in a few minutes. And he'll bring it up to show you. My hand embroidered eyeballs and buttons all vary in size. They are not perfect, but then that was my first time ever doing that. First time with embroidery floss and, you know, doing that. So don't judge. They're not perfect. Oh, and yeah, free shipping within the U.S. If you're outside the U.S., you'll have to pay your shipping. Right. Nope. Right there. Come on. Right there. Man. All right, so every set of 2. And then I'm going to press one to the
I'll
left
give you
and one to
$20.
the right. Oh, Marilyn, thank you very, very much. You're too kind. This way. This way. All right, now I'm just finger pressing. I'm not pressing my seams open. Just one to the right, one to the left. He's gonna bring it up and show you. I simply quilted this one. It's not super heavy.
You see it has snowmen on the back?
So the snowman fabric I had in my stash, which actually matches the snowmen that are in this fabric on the front, which is really cool. There's 4 down. Okay, now these ones.
Over 55.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Little taggies on the back for wall hanging.
Those are the hanging hooks for the wall hanging. And if you don't know, Scott can turn the camera around so that you can see why I put those on. Because they go on, hook onto a dowel and the quilt lays flat instead of having a bump in it.
Somewhere 55.
It's at 55 so far. Now, pinwheel them. Oops. All right, here we go. 1 and then 2. Make this easy on myself. Had a sewing mishap. I don't remember if those were the top or the bottom. Sorry. Where are we at? We're on top. like lately I've been working in slow-mo, you know? I'm not sewing as fast as I normally do. Which is probably okay, I guess. No need to rush is what everybody says. Although I always rush because I'm a rusher. I just want to get it done. Even though I'm still having fun while I'm getting things done. Which is quite weird. Alright, now separate sets of 2. And sew them together. That is the only Christmassy item, yes. I don't think any of them are. If I would have done this off camera, then this would have been available. But obviously I am doing it on camera, so it's not available.
And the Grinch isn't finished yet.
And the Grinch isn't finished yet.
But he'll be for sale when he is, right?
Yep, it will be for sale when it is, but... Alright, one more and then I can press these and put them together in sets of 3. Four sets of 3 to be exact.
Peach juice.
Okay. I'll remember because it's on the floor. All right, I'm going to press these now. Did I make them all the same direction, by the way? I guess if I didn't, I can turn them. I forgot all about that, paying attention to the direction of them.
Haven't I need more water yet?
No.
Okay. Demean me.
My pinwheels are pretty darn good, if I don't say so myself. Turning out fabulous. They're usually not this good. I'm not really even trying. I guess it just depends on the day. It's Sunday, so maybe everything comes out great on a Sunday. long as the square is 4.5 inches, then that's all that matters. And I shouldn't have to trim any of these because I used a 1/4 inch seam. But you never know, because sometimes I do mess up. Oop, hurt myself. That happens all the time. For a quality check, how about we see? Is it 4.5? Oh, it's 4.5 on the dot. That's it. I'm only measuring one. All right, now I'm going to lay them. Yes, like this. Oh, I did them backwards. Oh, well, mine are going to be different than the pattern because I sewed that one backwards. Okay, that one's just fine. And this one is just fine. So this one is going to be different. That one is also sewn that way. And that one is sewn that way. That's not going to work for me. Oh well, mine will just be different because, you know, there's no way to turn that to make it correct. And I'm not re-sewing them because I don't want to. So, 1, 2, 3. I should purposely re-sew the other one messed up. 4. We'll leave it. I don't care. So one is correct and 3 of them will not be. But in my world, I don't care. And my foot went bonkers. See if I can't get it in the hole. I don't know what my thing is. Oh, look at that, I did. So this is what it's supposed to look like. But not what they're going to look like. So one will be 100% different than the others. And that is okay with me. Here's the correct one. Now for the incorrect ones. I probably should have paid attention to the swirl of the pinwheel.
What's the needle you use for your machine?
What's the what?
Needle threader you use for your machine.
The needle threader I use for my machine is a little Dritz
It's a
hummingbird.
A little hummingbird guy.
It's a little Dritz threader. Hummingbird threader. Huh?
Just a little guy.
Yep, it's just a little thing. Oh, I knew all this dust today is gonna get to me.
Okay, we're at 67 to Patricia.
67. We're at 67 to Patricia so far. I'm gonna give it another minute, and then as soon as I'm done doing this,
Yeah, let me write her name down.
I will call. So you guys get your last minutes in, because as soon as I'm done pressing. 2. So my messed up ones look like this. And my correct one would be, you could see the difference. This one creates flying geese. This one does not. This one is like spinning all of them. So 3 of them are messed up. And do I care?
Nope.
Nope. All right, month 2 completed. Yay. All right, let's see. That was month 1. That is month 2. That is scrap there. All right.
You want to follow for Patricia?
All right, here we go. Patricia.
Haven't seen anyone else bid against her.
Patricia at 67 going once. 67 to Patricia going twice. And sold to Patricia. You know how to contact me, Patricia.
Go to email.
Just send us an email at tiffanysquiltinglife@yahoo.com, and Scott and you can take care of it. We pay by Zelle or Venmo between friends, and PayPal has a fee. All right, next is month 3. So let's press these and make sure that they're flat, and those are the 2 month 3 ones, okay? Nice and flat. Okay, so let's put this in order. Month 1, month 2, month 3. Month 4 is already done.
Well, she's gonna hang it on her front door.
Oops, hanging it on the front door. Woohoo! It's got hanging things on it. Okay. 4. And then month 5 is piecing again. Look at that. Let's see what we need, how we're going to do this. Oh, that's a lot of fabric there. Whew, it's going to drive me bonkers. There we go. Put some eyeballs on and see what I need to do. Pieced mitten blocks first, I guess. Oh, are you kidding me? And then that's the snowman. So here's the snowman we're going to put aside there. Labeled J. Well, none of these are labeled. What? How do I know what fabric is what? I gotta get the fabric chart out. I swore there was a fabric chart in here. Hold on, guys. I gotta find the fabric chart so I know which one is what. Okay, it's not in that pile. Is it in the borders box? Nope. 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 Huh? Yeah. I don't have a fabric chart, my friends. I don't know. what is supposed to go where. Check this one more time. Did I leave a paper in there? Yeah. On the ironing board, maybe? I guess what I'm going to do is go by the picture, maybe? Mittens. I can't tell by the picture what fabric I'm using. I could have swore there was a fabric chart. Nope. Let's go by the picture, I guess. Nope. Okay, here we go. We're just gonna go by this. It looks like there is a, this is one mitten color. That's out of the way. And then the tops of the mittens are these two. Okay, and then the polka dot is the other mitten. And they get a white polka dot background.
Any of these other papers?
Okay, so this, that, and these two are for
Papers here.
this. Nope, that's not it. All right, here are the mittens. We're going by the picture. I don't know if that's a J though. I don't know which fabric is what. 8 for J. That would be, hold on, let's see what J is so that I can see what color it is. J looks to be a background. That would be the white. Okay, so J is this one. So we're going to cut 8, 1.5. My rotary cutter is my ruler. Here we go. Just going to cut the silk off and go this way with it. Cut 2 strips, and that should give me 8 of those. Two, 4, 6, 7, 8. Okay. That's 8 of those. Set that aside. All right. Labeled I. I is background again. So that's 8. Cut 2 off of this. Go by this much. There's 2 side I cut off of. This is the side I was cutting off of. Because that seems straighter. Okay, subcut. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright. Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? See. One pencil. Sorry, I need a pencil to mark where I did. I'm on these ones. 2. This is all tiny pieces. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7. Yep, that's fine. And one more from this scrap piece.
What do you want me to put up? I don't know.
Alright.
Did I just do the table runner since it's the skinny one? Go in between them?
Yeah, sure.
No. You want me to do the green? Okay.
Do the green one.
The green one?
Yep. Okay. Next.
Okay.
8F, which is. Okay. Oh my goodness, they're smaller.
You want me to put that? That's going to cover. That's why I was going to do the table runner.
Oh yeah, then do the table runner.
Is that okay?
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right, so we need 8. I'm gonna switch to a tiny ruler because that would make my life easier. All right, next auction starting at 15. All right, 1 and 1.
Straight up there.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One more. What's the next cut gonna be? Oh, okay, so I can do that. And yes, 8 of that, and then the next one is 1 inch. Smaller ruler. 7. And this should have been enough for. Nope. This could be enough for one more. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's 18 and a half by 57 and a half. All right, next. 4, with it now. And cut 4 rectangles. You know that there's 3/4 of an inch pieces in here? Holy moly. Make sure one more time before I cut. And cut a second one. Stack them up. Remind me why I like tiny pieces. While I'm doing them, I don't. And then all of a sudden it becomes fun again when I get started sewing. But the cutting part of everything. 2, 3, and 4. Let's go over there. My 4 pieces for that. Next. 16. Oops, that's my straight side. Oh, you guys are looking at the kitty cat because somebody wanted to see it. Okay. I need 16 of these. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 14, 15, 16. All right, there's 16 of those. And 8. I need 3/4 inch. I mean, seriously, 3/4 inch squares. I need only 8 of them. Can I get them off of something small? These kind of patterns are not for those that don't like small pieces. 3/4 inch. It's literally only going to show 1/4 of an inch. This must have to have exact piecing. I need 8 of these things. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 off of this. 7, 8. And there's 8 of those now. He's going to bring the table runner up to show the quilting. It's fancy quilted, by the way.
Spent a lot of time on this quilting.
All right, now to cut. From the dark blue. That would be this one.
It's a nice fancy quilting at $40. Come on, people. It's worth more.
We're at 40
Make a
so
great
far.
Christmas present.
Make a great Christmas present for somebody who just got a house or something, or their first apartment, or whatever. Nice and modern.
Come on. We're at 40. Do I hear 41?
All right, I need to cut this.
Oh, there's 42. 42. So here 43. Beautiful fancy quilting.
I'm trying not to mix up all these pieces because I'm not labeling them. I just need to cut them. 4. Right. It's on here. Be cut. The next cut will be cut because I didn't cut this one apparently at the bottom. Over here, cut 4. Two, 3, and 4. Okay. And I need to cut 4 and not cut myself. Okay, there's 4 of those. Yeah.
You need an answer.
Nope, it's not a phone call.
Oh, that's what I meant. The kid calling them about-
Nope. All right, aqua fabric. Which one is aqua? None of these are aqua. Oh, that would be considered aqua dot then, because that's blue. That's blue. Yeah, because there's 2 ginghams left after this. This is like a sky blue to me. Okay. Cut this into 4 of those same cuts and 4 of those other same cuts. Okay. Well, that's not too hard then. What did I say now? 3. There. I guess I can't cut the bottoms today closest to me. Two, 4 of them. 4. I swear I'm spending more time on doing this than anything else. Making these mittens. And then 4.
That is taking you a bit of time, yeah. Can I get you anything?
Yeah, can you give me my hair clip, please? time to tie the hair back. Oops, let's lay that there, that there. Those two are done. Light blue gingham and dark blue. Are they getting cut the same? Yep. Going to stack them and cut them the same. Oops, turn this there. Ends up 2, 4. Yes, I made a whole quilt of the potato chip blocks for your entertainment here. My hair has been at a standstill, guys. I literally just trimmed like an inch off of it a couple weeks ago, and it's at the same exact spot it was. It's been there. It hasn't changed. I keep taking pictures, you know, like in the mirror of my hair, and it has not moved. So it may seem like it's growing because it's long, but it hasn't budged. All right, now to start sewing. Snowman, which is going to be a whole another lieu of cuts. My goodness. Here we go. Time to tiny piece. There. First things first. Put glasses back on so I can read. Refer to diagram. I don't remember which one's A, B, and C. We're going to do this. Here we go. Let's put some letters on top. The first one I cut was J. There's J. The second one I cut is I. Then C. This is how I'm going to solve my problem. Then F. A. N. D. G. And these ones is E. H. Then this one is L. M. And this one is B. K. There. Problem solved. We are going to refer to the diagram and sew an A, a B, and a C. 1A. And we're going to make how many of these? Hold on. So I need 2 of these. How many mittens am I making? Oh, whatever. This was A. Then I need a B. That would be this. Let's go that way. And then a C, which goes this way. So it doesn't say how many. I'm assuming I'm making them all because there's 4 pieces.
These aren't the best directions, are they?
No, they are not the best directions.
That's why you always do your own stuff.
This is why I, always do my own stuff. That should be that. So there should be 2, because they're making 2 that are this, and then 2 that are not that, two that are a different color, different size. All right. A, B, and C. What was C? Uh-oh, which one was A again? That's this one. B. What's this one? Where did I pull that from? That was B. And this was C. Okay, let's see. Just need one. I'm making two of those because there's two. If you look at the picture, there's two of the same color. Tiny piecing time. Making sure my 1/4 inch seam is a 1/4 inch seam, or else this will not turn out at all good. At all. It will be sloppy, bad, no good. All right, I'm going to press this direction. All right, press this direction. I'm going to assume it's the same for the other color, which would be K. Let's see. For the cuff unit. It should measure, set aside for later. On the back side of D, draw a line. Where's D? I'm not going to draw a line, but we're just going to grab one. Oh, we're going to grab two from the D pile and one E. And let's see, does it say how many to make? Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it doesn't say how many to make. We're just going to put one here and one of these little tiny things here and sew it. Watch, this is going to expect me to make them all one at a time. These little tiny ones and the corner to corner sewing is kind of hard to do when you're snowballing with little tiny pieces and no thread, especially because everything's so tiny. I'm just going to do it that way. Might waste some thread in the process, but. And then it wants me to cut that away, 1/4 inch of a seam allowance. We're just going to cut without scissors because this stuff is so tiny. It's not that hard. Put those aside. Doesn't say which way to press, does it? Okay, there's one. Am I supposed to be making two of those? I have no idea. It doesn't say. I'm going to assume two because there are two mittens, one for each side. The other one would be opposite side. And then on that same one, I'm going to add an F to it down here. Which one is F? This one. here. And then I'm going to sew it there to there. Cut away a 1/4 inch seam. Press it. After that, cut away, press, then move on. Yeah, I'm making another one opposite. Let's do that, but opposite. One of these. I'm going to start this over with a D, wherever that is again, in 2 corners. 1, 2. So this is going to go in the opposite corners because it's the opposite mitten. Here because one's going to go that way and one's going to go this way. Cut off excess. Press it. That would put the bigger piece in the opposite corner, which was D, was it? No, it was F. In this corner. All right, so that one's going to go that way. Now we're on G on an H. H. We're going to do 2 of them. They're going to get opposites. G, G. Oh, really? Okay. We're going to use these little 3/4 of an inch pieces. One's going to go in this corner, one's going to get in this corner. Oh my goodness.
You're having fun with this one, aren't you?
That's probably why the person that gave this to me gave it to me, because they realized that it was tiny pieces. Which you got to be very careful with because they don't sew like you think. I mean, what the heck? How does it even want me to press it? It's so small. Where does it say? Let's see. Press it towards where? I have no idea, but I'm going to press it this way. This thing is so dinky. It's so tiny. I don't know what hand that goes to either. We're going to assume one of them. I'll have to switch parts and pieces around, but now we sew them each to an eye. Where's eye? 2 eyes. And they're going to go on the bottom of each, like this. A 1/4 inch seam, and I'm totally not even going to put my 1/4 inch thing here. I'm just going to pretend that I know that I'm sewing a 1/4 inch seam now. one. Tiny piecing takes longer than regular piecing, by the way. It may seem like it'd be faster because the pieces are smaller and there's less likely of a seam, but no, totally wrong. Let's see, rectangle at the bottom. I sew it right sides together, and this is your hand.
Okay, do you want to call that behind you now? Pretty much dead.
Where is it at?
51 to Lillimore.
51 to Lillimore. Going once. 51 to Lillimore going twice. Sold to Lillimore for 51. All right.
That's a nice, beautifully custom quilted Tiffany table runner for Christmas.
Okay, hold on. I gotta sew these together first. Like this. Which one? That's the bigger one. Those two are the smaller ones. So that means this one is the bigger one. The bigger one goes on the opposite side. Like this. And like that. Right? Right. Right. Looks right to me. Okay. This is the one I'm on. So I'm going to sew these two together. And then sew these two together. Because I'm making them in opposite directions. Here. Press towards which direction? Press towards I. That would be that way. Okay, now we need a J. J. Which one is J? That would be this one. One for each. We're going to put those right here. There. And right there. So, corner to corner. I'm doing it right. Making sure. Quarter inch seam or thereabouts. Because it's not perfect. Now I need so thumbs go. Oh, and the ABC goes on top. How do I know which one goes on what, though? That would be this one. And this would be that one. That's what goes on what. Smart thinking. And then I have to repeat this whole entire process again and again. Because I'm making two blocks. So finicky. And then this gets pressed seam open. Well, guess what? Seam open to me is up. Okay. And then they go thumbs on the inside and get an N between them. That's all the correct. Why do I feel like I didn't use some of the letters? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. That's G, H, I, J. Yep, okay. I guess I did. All right. This on one side and this on the other, and then we're going to be making this all over again because I'm making 2 of each colorway. See why I brought the little iron out now?
Yeah,
This
I do.
So tiny.
I do. This will be a cool project when it's done, but I can see why the person didn't finish it.
Yeah. This is exactly why I'm pretty sure the person didn't finish it. Because of this tiny piecing. It's not, tiny piecing is not for everybody at all. So here's 1 unit. Now I got to repeat that all over again. Back to the beginning. There we go. But I'm just going to do the opposites. I'm going to, again, repeat all these steps, but opposite of each other. So D, where are those? Where are D? D. Right there. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I still have to do the same thing with the L pieces. But I'm just, honestly, you know what? I could probably just do those as well. Because they're the same exact thing. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it all at the same time. Because that's what I'm going to do. All right. These get sewn on like that. Sewn on like that. And we'll do the same thing. Where's those D pieces? Right here. Put them in opposite corners. Here and there. Oh, I still have to make the ABC units, but that's okay. Let's get these first. They're so small, it makes it hard to like multi-do these. Alright, those are ready. Let's do this. You don't even need seam tape for such tiny pieces. You literally can sew from corner to corner. Just by aiming with these. My fingers were not ready for this little stuff today. Probably should have read the pattern before I brought it to myself. But that's okay. You guys get to witness the little stuff. And how kind of frustrating it can be at the same time as it's so fun because, you know, it's all small. little parts and pieces and make something. And I'm pretty sure out there in the internet world there is mitten and snowman blocks that are bigger than what I'm doing at this very moment. Come on. Okay.
Take it easy.
Cut all these off. Let's just use the scissors. 1/4 inch seam. Anybody have any questions or anything since we're getting close to done time? I was going to say I could work on this more next week. But I'm probably going to do it during the week because I can't leave all these little parts and pieces. It's hard to put this kind of stuff away. So I might just have it done by next week. Who knows?
We can work on some next week. Next week will be the Sunday before Christmas. That's when we're going to do giveaways.
Yeah.
So you can work on this while we do giveaways because people aren't going to be paying attention. We're doing a bunch of giveaways. You know?
Yep. All right. These are...
Iron too.
I could let you iron, but am I going to let you? No.
It's done now in 6 minutes, so obviously not. But you could let me iron.
That one's going to go into that pile. I don't remember which way they were.
Running into the Christmassy thing.
Daddy, don't knock over the Christmas tree. No presents for you.
I don't get presents anyway.
I know. I don't remember how those were. Now we're going to hook up the A, B, and C real quick because I totally forgot that.
I don't want my gift was every year when I was a kid that everybody wanted to give me stuff. I'd always say, no, save money.
Every time, every Christmas, every single year, the kids would want to get Scott something for Christmas, and he'd be like, no, don't buy me nothing. Save money.
Yeah, that's my Christmas present, not spending my money on me.
Not spending money. Yep, that's his Christmas present. No spending money on him. He does not like to spend money. That was the one thing about Scott and I when we met. He is a minimalist. Like, minimalist, as in, you can see he always wears the same clothes over and over again. He literally barely has any. He does not need them, doesn't want them, doesn't need to use them. You know, I bought him clothes over the years. He doesn't wear them because he's minimalist. You know, he has like a couple little nice outfits for certain things. Yeah.
I can dress up fancy if
He
we
can
ever
dress
go
up
anywhere
fancy if we ever went somewhere fancy, but honestly, he doesn't. You know, he had a chair, a couch, and a TV on the floor in a little like entertainment center
Hello,
thing.
entertainment center.
That's it. When I met him, oh, and a bed, but he didn't use it on the floor in one of the rooms. He liked to sleep on the carpet in this room actually, or on his couch or lazy boy. And then he only had like one knife, one spoon, one fork. He had one bowl, one plate. He didn't have anything. He met me, and then 4 kids came along with me, and now he's not a minimalist, but he still has the mindset of one. You don't need to buy it. If you don't need it, if you're not going to use it, you don't buy it. So we're complete opposites of each other when it came to that. I had 4 kids. They needed everything. I'm always at the store buying things, so it was hard for him. And now that there is no kids in the house, it's a little bit easier, better on the budget when there's no more kids, when they're all moved out and done their own thing. It's expensive to raise kids, but a lot of you already know that because you've all had kids. And it's even getting worse now because all kids want tablets, iPhones, Android phones. One phone costs over $1,000. I mean, seriously, tablets are like, well, you can get tablets for cheap, but they're expensive. Computers, you know, if you're going to homeschool them, all the books are outrageously expensive. It's like, wow, when did the price become so astronomical? I'm kind of glad I had my kids when I did. All right. Well, I'm getting some of this done on camera. I don't remember which one goes with which. Oh, the dark ones go with these. The light ones go with the other one. Not sure exactly which way they're going to go, but did anybody have any questions?
Not that I see. One person asked how long we've been married.
We've been together longer than we've been married.
Do you know how long? Another person asked how they buy you bacon, so I typed in explanation bacon.
Oh yeah, explanation bacon is the links to buy bacon. And trust me, I eat a lot of bacon.
Well, tell them it's just a way to donate. So
It's
YouTube
just the way
doesn't
to
take all the money.
donate so that YouTube doesn't take all the money, because YouTube takes a way bigger percent than the donate button. What are we at?
Well, tell them YouTube takes 30%.
Yeah, YouTube takes 30% as where
PayPal
takes 3%, and
Zelle and Venmo are free.
Zelle and Venmo are free. Unless Zelle is the payment side and not the friends and family side, then they do take money. But we do everything between friends and family here. All right, what was I on? I got the A, B's, and C's. I got the D's on there. I need to put the F's now on the opposite corners of the bottoms. So F, F.
You done?
Yeah. Yeah, we can be done. I'm just
Well,
going
that's
to
up to you.
lay these here so that I know that this
After
is what I'm
7, so
doing.
just asking.
Yep. I will continue on this off camera because or else these tiny pieces will end up everywhere. And this week I've got to prepare myself for quilting spillover, and I need the space. Lay these in the corner until I sew them. Any questions before I go?
I don't see any. Tune in for next week for Christmas giveaways.
All right, tune in next week because we're going to do some giveaways. It's not much. There is a quilt, like an actual usable quilt, not just wall hangings. And then there will be some bowl cozies and whatever else, because the rest of everything else that I've sent off will just be whatever you get. Don't throw a fit. So that will be next week. We'll have some Christmas giveaways. All right, guys.
Thursday's breakfast. at
Oh, and
Tiffany's.
Thursday. Yeah, I have to get this done because Thursday is breakfast at Tiffany's. That's
Yeah.
right. Yep. That means I got to pull out another project. Oh, my goodness. All right. So I'm going to definitely work on this between now and then. And by next Sunday, we'll be where we're at. I'll at least get the blocks done because this is a lot. So, anyways, see you guys Thursday for breakfast at Tiffany's at 8 a.m. my time, which is Arizona. And then 5 p.m. on Sunday, Arizona time. See you guys. Bye. Toodles. Later, Gator.